Rob the Backyard Gardener. I was in Chicago this week and it was freezing, and an Arctic storm rolled in through Dallas, Texas, and we had some sub-freezing nights for a few nights, and right now it's about 35 degrees out, so it's cold. And let me show you what happened to the plants in the garden. Let's go take a look. Well, we had the freeze that I was talking about, and you can see my tomato plants didn't like it. You can also see that my pepper plants didn't like it. Everything is dying. Everything. So it's pretty sad that it's over for everything. So what I'm going to do is a green pepper harvest and hope that the pods that I pick off continue ripening and make it in the house. But there's really no sense in leaving these guys on, and they won't do much besides die now. So we'll be pulling these off. I'll give you a look at what happened. Everything died though. That's what happens when it freezes. And I'm not going to get much with these tomatoes as well. So we'll see what happens. I was getting some pretty good tomatoes. Maybe they will maybe they'll ripen up in the house a little more. Anyway, let me get these pulled off and I'll show you what I got. So it's been cold as can be, and I wanted to show you what's left of my pepper plants. I've added stacks and stacks of foliage into my compost bin, and I've piled it up here because I haven't broken it down yet. But yeah, this is all that's left after the freeze. My pepper jungle back here is pretty much torn to non-existence. Actually, we're moving the fences as we speak. Just pulling them up here and stacking them over here for now. So I'm gonna finish up the fence stacking. Then I'll go ahead and take you guys over to the other side of the garden. We'll see how bad that looks, since I only showed you this side. And last night I finished harvesting all of the green peppers that were on here. A lot of them are not going to ripen in time, I don't think, but you can still eat green peppers anyway. So I'll do what I can. I'll give them about a week and see which ones get good and which ones get bad. The problem is with the freeze, tomatoes and peppers, the cell structure breaks down, and even if they do ripen, they're going to be soft. Some of them will be soft, some will be okay. My chocolate habaneros, which I'll show you, might be okay. But anyway, let me go ahead and finish cleaning this side up, and then I'll take a look at the other side of the yard. So this is why you don't postpone putting your sheet on your greenhouse. Our last frost, or our first frost date, supposed to be around Thanksgiving. I got a few extra weeks out of it, and I had put two of my beefsteak tomato plants in here because they looked like they were going to produce some fruit. And I was going to wait another week. This weekend, in fact, I was going to put the sheet on the sheath on the greenhouse, and I was getting a nice beefsteak tomato right here. But as you can see, this plant's dead, so this will not ripen. And yeah, we wasted that one. Most of the sweet potato plants have perished for now. They'll probably go dormant and sprout back up in the spring, so I'm not too worried about them. The kiwi on this side didn't do too well, but kiwi loses its leaves in the freeze and typically comes back as long as it's mature enough. I'm not sure these are. Plus, this is fuzzy kiwi, not hardy kiwi, so they may not make it. Again, just giving you a look. Obviously, the corn was a bust, and then my Thompson seedless grapevine is doing what it does. In the winter, it's going to drop all its leaves, and then I'll be able to prune it down pretty good and get some one-year wood to hopefully produce grapes next year. And then finally, my last hot pepper plant over here is my white habanero, and we've got some peppers to harvest on this as well, which I'll include at the end when I show you the pepper roundup that I got. Okay, so here we have all of my peppers that I pulled off the plants, obviously immature, but quite a big amount of them. And if we start over here, this is a bin of a variety of peppers. There's red savinas, Jamaican Scotch bonnets, and Caribbean blend peppers, I believe, in here. There's probably a lot of things. They're a little soft, but if they mature, they should be okay. A lot of the pods are pretty tough like this one. I'm hoping that being indoors, they'll ripen up and turn the yellow and red and all the different colors that they are. Right here, we've got, I believe, some Bahamian goat immature peppers. They didn't come out very good, but that's what happens when they don't get a full chance to mature. They're very soft. I don't think anything will happen with those. Got a nice handful here of New Mexico Big Jim peppers. These are still rock solid. They'll be just fine. They'll mature no problem. I've got like 150 of these little white habaneros. Some of them started to mature like you see here, and they look fine. And then there's other ones in this bin that are all sizes, from new fruit sets to larger ones. But I should get about 30% of these to ripen, since they don't get very big anyway. They look pretty good. Here's my Banda Majak peppers. I got one that was already starting to ripen. It's got a little freezer burn to it. I say freezer burn, but you know, the freeze. And there's a handful in here that should still ripen as well. Ones like this should be no problem ripening, but a lot of these won't do anything. This is the sad peppers I got from my Carolina Reaper. It didn't set fruits till late in the season, about 3 weeks ago, and now the freeze hit, so I'm not gonna get any of those. But what do you do? These are my caramel boot Chalukyas, including the one it's a crazy shape. It's really hard, though, like all these are. So they're already starting to turn since I brought them in overnight. So I'm pretty happy with those. Here's some white devil's tails. They don't really look that good right now, but we'll see if a couple of the smaller ones do end up ripening. Got quite a few of those. These are my chocolate habaneros. They look great. They still feel great. These should definitely ripen, and I'm happy, stoked about those. I can't wait to try some. I've never tried any of these varieties here. And then these are for sure my Caribbean blend peppers, because these were off the plant. Again, a nice looking pepper right here, rock solid. The shell's fine, should easily mature in the house. We'll see how many more of these I get from the bin to ripen up as well. But yeah, you know what? Overall, I got even some sweet peppers that should ripen up, and then a handful of tomatoes. We'll see what we get. But anyway, at the end of the day, pretty happy with all of these hot peppers. And I guess I'll just keep my fingers crossed and hope that I get some peppers. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.